Types of systems: closed system, open system, and isolated system. First, closed system அப்படினா என்னன்னு பார்ப்போம். Heat transfer and work transfer takes place without mass transfer. அதாவது heat transfer இருக்கும், work transfer இருக்கும், but there will not be any mass transfer. So mass remains same. The same mass of substance will be recirculated again and again. Example of closed cycle system: cylinder and piston arrangement. When the mass of air inside the system is heated, it expands and piston moves. அதாவது piston சிலிண்டருக்குள்ள இருக்கிற mass of air வந்து heat பண்ணும்போது அந்த heat ஆகிற pressureனால piston move ஆகும். So when heat is given to the system, work is done by the system. உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்க ஏருக்கு வந்து ஏர் வந்து வெளியிலும் போகாது, fresh air உள்ளேயும் போகாது. So the air inside the system remains the same. So அதனால there is no mass transfer. Second example வந்து thermal power plant. Heat is supplied in the boiler to produce steam. So boiler குள்ள heat supply பண்ணா boiler steam produce பண்ணும். அந்த steam வந்து it will be expanded inside a turbine. So turbine work produce பண்ணிக்கும். So heat is removed in the condenser to convert steam into water. அந்த steam வந்து water convert பண்றதுக்காக அது cool பண்ணிப்போம். So heat is removed in the condenser. Then work is given to the pump to circulate water. So water should be circulated throughout all the components. அதனால ஒரு pump யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம water வந்து circulate பண்ணிக்கும். So அங்க work கொடுத்துறோம் to the pump. So heat transfer, அதாவது இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா heat transfer takes place in the boiler and condenser, work transfer takes place in the turbine and pump, and there is no mass transfer because the same quantity of water is circulated again and again. Open system. In the case of open system, mass transfer also takes place in addition to heat transfer and work transfer. So heat transfer இருக்கும், work transfer இருக்கும், mass transfer. Some quantity of substance will be entering into the system and same quantity of substance will be leaving the system also. Another mass transfer also takes place. First example, air compressor. Air compressor kulla fresh air moves in during the suction stroke and the same air will be compressed during the other stroke of the piston and it will be delivered to the surrounding or to a storage tank. So when work is given to the piston, it moves and fresh air takes in. During the other stroke, the compressed air is pushed out. Due to the movement of the piston inside the cylinder, heat is produced because of friction. So the cylinder walls kulla piston rub ஆகும்போது friction will be there. So because of friction, heat will be produced. So mass transfer takes place, heat transfer takes place, and work transfer also takes place. Because work வந்து pistonக்கு கொடுத்ததா piston will be sucking air and will be delivered to the storage tank. Similarly, heat is produced because of the rubbing action of piston inside the cylinder and fresh air is getting inside and compressed air is getting out of the system also. So heat transfer takes place, work transfer takes place, and mass transfer also takes place. Second example, boiler. The purpose of a boiler is to produce steam. So for producing of steam, we are supposed to supply heat. So heat பண்ணும்போது boiler குள்ள water வந்து boil ஆகி steam produce ஆகும். So உள்ள போகும்போது water உள்ள போகுது, steam வெளியில வருது. So something is getting inside and something is getting out of the system. So that it is called open system and we are supplying heat also. Right, so heat is given to the boiler to produce steam. Steam will be taken out for different applications. Fresh water will be supplied inside the boiler. That is, heat transfer takes place and mass transfer also takes place. Then the third type of system is isolated system. In the case of isolated system, there is no heat transfer, there is no work transfer, there is no mass transfer. Heat transfer irukadu, mass transfer irukadu. It is called isolated system. So isolated system is not influenced by the surrounding. So examples எடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா thermoflask and entire universe. So thermoflask உள்ள once வந்து நம்ம some quantity of liquid or some quantity of fluid வந்து ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா அது வெளியில வராத வரைக்கும் அதுக்கு வந்து ஹீட்டும் வெளியில வராது. So ஹீட் உள்ளே போக போறதில்ல. So it is not going to produce any work also. So it is an isolated system.